Welcome back to another video. We are in the Sunshine Cup here, which is going to be in the Great Lake. Today we're going to be featuring the Shadow, Steelix, Pidgeot, and Gligar team. We decided to switch out into Pidgeot because the Bigcroft has a pretty good matchup against the Steelix. So we're just going to see if we have any counters to the Pidgeot in the back. It looks like our opponent is going to allow us to just get to a Brave Bird. Our opponent ends up revealing that they have the Shadow Nidoqueen. So Shadow Nidoqueen is going to potentially throw a Earth Power. So we gotta probably respect it. We do give the Poison Fang bait, but we are able to get to this Breaking Swipe here. This Breaking Swipe does a pretty decent amount of damage because it's the Shadow version. We decide to let this one go. It is only a Weather Ball, even though it was a debuff. Here, we have to make sure we get this Abomasnow as low as possible, because not only are we trying to farm it down with the Gligar, but this Gligar is taking super effective, double super effective ice moves. So we decided to just farm down, one shield farm down, so that's perfect. Get that Abomasnow out of here. We do have the Aero Ace going through. Now, they do have 2 shields, so at this point, we don't want to throw any more charge moves. We're just going to farm down with the fast moves. And GG's to our opponent right there. Unfortunately for them, they're only running Earth Power on their Nidoqueen. Side note, Nidoqueen can know Stone Edge, but unfortunately for them, that Earth Power is resisted. So we were able to survive that and basically just farm down with fast moves there. Sometimes that's what you have to do. So, next game here, we have the Mirror Shadow Steelix. This is always tricky. It just comes down to who's going to bait, who's going to call each other's bait, etc. Looks like they win CMP here, so we have to make a huge call. We decide that we think it's a bait, ends up being the Breaking Swipe bait right there. So, nice call by us right there. But we do have to get double debuff, so we're just going to go for Earthquake. We do get the first shield, which is fantastic. And they are just committed to just throwing Breaking Swipes. Even though Breaking Swipes do debuff us, we are able to survive the next one. Right now we're triple debuff, so we're just going to go for another Earthquake. Barely doesn't take out the Steelix, but the ensuing Dragon Tail just simul-tail right there. So we win the lead, and we forced them to come out with a Swampert. So we're going to come in with our Pidgeot. You know that Pidgeot is resisting the fast moves. But it also can tank one of those Hydro Cannons, which is great. We go for the Brave Bird KOs, and then we switch out immediately into the Gligar. 2-shield Gligar against the Noctowl is a good situation. Not only because the Gligar can get to these Aero Aces quicker, but we have 2 shields. So this is looking good right now, as long as we don't lag out or anything. We're going to take one Sky Attack here, just because we just can't. And then we're gonna go for this Aero Ace here. This Aero Ace will not KO, but the extra fast moves here will be able to. We're gonna let this one go because we do have a healthier Pidgeot in the back, and now they know that it is GG. So well done by us right there, and recognizing that Pidgeot had enough health to just basically fast moving down. Next game, we are going to be facing Shadow Steelix versus Nidoqueen again. So a lot of Nidoqueens right now. Nidoqueen doesn't do quite as well against the Steelix. We are able to get to this Breaking Swipe first before they get to any potential Earth Power. They tank it, which is good for them. They're going to go for the Earth Power. As you can see, debuffed Earth Power doesn't KO the Steelix, so we don't have to shield. We're going to go for this Breaking Swipe here. It ends up barely not taken out, so we get an extra fast one right there. They come in with their Swampert, then they counter swap into their Tropius after we reveal that we have Pidgeots. This Pidgeot is going to be able to debuff this Tropius, so we're not going to show this one. They also are going to be throwing Aero Aces because it's a better move. They probably are having Leaf Blade, which is resisted by us. We go for another Feather Dance here because we want to take less damage from this Arrow Ace and potentially farm down this Tropius. And that's exactly what happens. And now we have potential energy to throw at this Swampert. We do shield here because the Pidgeot has energy, and plus we want to debuff their attacks so they can no longer switch out. So all of these debuffs are going to be permanent for the rest of the game. And then they are forced to use energy. We're going to just double shield here because, like I said, debuffing this Swampert seems very valuable. So we finally get a shield from them. The fact that they have to shield this Feather Dance makes it even worse for them. And now they have to throw another move. It's going to take us out. And because we know they're relatively dry in energy, we're going to come in with our Steelix, force out some more energy. But in the meantime, we were able to do enough fast move damage from that Steelix to basically whittle it down so the Gligar can farm it down. So GG's to our opponent right there, coming back from a Mirror Shadow Steelix. So next, we are going to be facing Shadow Steelix versus the Stunfisk. This is a bad situation for this Steelix here. It is going to be able to get to these mud bombs faster than I am going to be able to get to this Breaking Swipe. So we're just going to go for this Breaking Swipe here to do some chip damage. Quite tanky. Quite tanky right there. It probably only did like 10% damage right there. We are able to get to another Breaking Swipe, which is going to chip away at this Stumpisk. Two Breaking Swipes only is able to get to about the yellow. So they're going to be able to win this matchup. We're going to switch into our Gligar. They swap out and they reveal that they have their own Shadow Steelix. This Shadow Steelix is able to get to that first Breaking Swipe first. So we're going to bait. Unfortunately for us, they don't shield it. That is not a great situation for us right there. We needed to bait out some shield because, as you can see, we don't really have a good counter to this Steelix in the back. We finally are able to get one shield. And now here we're going to try to get big damage, or that last shield. Ends up being a double shield situation. So we're going to switch out and hope Pidgeot can close the game for us. We have to tank one Breaking Swipe there. Oh, we're going to have to take another one here. They are able to get to this double Breaking Swipe. And now we just got to try our best. Oh, now we have to throw this Brave Bird to take out this Stumpisk and hope that we can get to another Brave Bird before they can throw another Breaking Swipe. Pidgeot, Brave Bird does not KO, so GG's to our opponent right there. Steelix in the back, kind of tough for us, especially since they were able to call the bait. Next, let's see what we have here. By the way, if you didn't figure it out already, this is kind of an ABB team. Kind of double flowers in the back, protecting against the potential fighters floating around. So here we have the classic Shadow Steelix versus regular Steelix. Looks like we are able to win CMP right here. So we're going to be throwing the Breaking Swipe. We do get a shield, which is great. We shield here because it could have been an Earthquake. They revealed that they are running the Crunch version. So that tells us that they probably don't have the Earthquake. So we forced them to switch out into the Pidgeot. We forced them to switch into the Swampert, which makes us go into our Pidgeot. We know Pidgeot can tank 2 Hydro Cannons. So that's exactly what we're going to do here. And we're going to go for this Feather Dance here because they're probably going to be able to take us out. And there's going to be some time left on the switch clock. So we're locked in. So we might as well just try to debuff them. So now we're going to have to come in with our Steelix because we have some energy. So we're going to throw this Breaking Swipe right before they get to their move. They just had a shield. Unfortunately for them, we had 2 Breaking Swipes available. So now we're going to be able to take it out. They come back in with their Steelix. Unfortunately for them, we have a Gligar with some energy. And then, what is this, a Swellow? So they're going to counter swap into the Swellow. We're going to let this one go. And it's only the Arrow Ace. And here, we actually want to try to leave this Swellow with a sliver of health. So they do CMP tie us, and we decided to let it go because we want the energy so that we can get to the Earthquake with this Steelix. The Steelix throws the Breaking Swipe, and Now we're just going to be able to get Earthquake, and boom, goes the opposing Steelix right there. So nice end game right there. GG's to our opponent. Let us know if you enjoyed the video, and are you able to make this team?